All right, YouTube viewers, as promised, we received 50 likes. So here we are streaming live at the Smash News Network, least busted name in news. We're going to take a brief moment here to step back, verify that the stream is working as planned. Tell your friends and foes that we're streaming live. We'll see you in just a minute here at the Smash News Network, least busted name in news. Here's a little musical interlude. We'll be back in sub 2 minutes. All right, so yeah, as promised, here we are streaming live. We will put your chats on the screen. Thanks for leaving comments, Mr. Bordages. Yes, so we're just looking at some imagery here, and frankly, we'll let you, the viewer, take control of the conversation and the focus of this video, if you like. Of course, it's been an exciting couple of days for space weather, hence the thumbnail. As it says in the description, don't worry, folks. Your gonads should be safe in viewing this video. We're not planning on chemically castrating anybody. So, just showing some visible satellite imagery here for your viewing pleasure. If you've got some interesting people on the internet who you're arguing with about in terms of the shape of the Earth, you could always show them this and then try to convince them that the Earth is actually croissant-shaped. Might be a wise idea, and thanks for leaving a comment, Julie. Again, we'll put everybody's comments here on the screen in time. And let's take a brief look at what's going on in the past few minutes here. The past couple of hours, actually. We do see some activity out of this sunspot group. And by the way, the radio flux has returned to a normal level. Instead of saying 343 solar flux units, it's now down to 167. So yeah, I mean, this has been an ongoing thing we've been saying for, what, a solid week now. If we see 50 likes on the same calendar date that we release the video, we'll do a live stream. So here we are. So tell your friends and foes about the live stream in progress. If you've got anything you'd like us to comment on, etc., make sure you let us know about that. And let's see what kind of trouble we can get in on the internet. Now, before I do that, take a brief moment to press like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Now, this video is actually in the genre of news and politics. So most of our videos are under science and technology, so you may find a different audience here. If you're new to the channel, let us know in the comments. And there's 4 Points Homestead as well. Cheers. And if you haven't seen our playlists, maybe check those out if you've never seen those before. If you haven't listened to the 12 Days of Smashmas, you can find our record label Golden Cat Productions all over the internet on Spotify, Apple iTunes, on Amazon Music, YouTube Music, all over the place. And a brief reminder about the free Hemp Lucid Mushroom Gummies giveaways. Still going while supplies last, as far as I know. If you click the link that we've included on our Twitter profile page, we pin that to the top of the page there. If you click on that, this is the page you'll find. Yeah, free mushroom gummies being given away there. There's a reason to follow us on Twitter. Check out the profile and so on. There's what you'll get. You get the stress, the immune, the focus, the sleep. It doesn't like my sizing. Okay, that's all right. So yeah, click the link. And if you do pick up products, make sure you do enter the promo code SMASHOMASH10. Yes, SMASHOMASH10 to save some cash on your checkout. So yeah, that's what's going on. And again, it's been an exciting time for solar activity, mainly because of this massive solar flare that we saw yesterday. This great long duration solar flare. Peak flux was right about 2020 yesterday. And it was an X2.2. Almost an X2.3 approximately. Give me more pixels. And oh man, it got disjointed. 2.28 is the peak flux I can find there. And yeah, so that's always exciting. And let's do a news crawl, because not exactly sure what to talk about here, not exactly sure what's in the news. We weren't expecting to see 50 likes so quickly on today's video, so a very high likes to views ratio today, surprisingly high. And thanks for letting us know, Bruce, if you're out there down in Brazil listening to the live stream. Thanks for letting us know. Bruce was, I believe, number 51 on our likes today, so thanks for that. And we've also got Nay B here. And yeah, let's check out some news headlines and see if there's anything interesting to rant on that I wasn't aware of a few minutes ago. Of course, it is Saturday, so many news sources continue putting out news on Saturday. Some people take the weekend off. Let's see what we've got here. Looks like issues happening at the Port of Los Angeles once again. What's happening over there is hopes for a second half rebound. All right, so that could be a good sign for your ability to get things from overseas. That's always a delight. Now, you may or may not be aware that there were lots of issues getting bicycles, so it was very hard to get race bikes, especially by the end of the year for the pandemic. And thanks for the super chat, Nay B. If there's anything you'd like us to cover, let us know in the comments. Donald Trump is planning to visit East Palestine, Ohio. Everybody will be saved there as a result of that. Pardon my sarcasm. And we've got some stories about, oh, of course, now this one was interesting. I did notice this one about the possibility of cryptocurrency. What is it called? Central bank digital currencies. A lot of people very concerned about that, very worried about getting precious metals and so on. And of course, you know, something you may not be aware of as well. While we refute a lot of nonsense about nature being super dangerous and a reason to be prepping. We also do cite that prepping is a good idea because you never know when things are going to break down. As we noticed for the past 3 years, things have broken down just simply as a result of bad decisions by mankind. We didn't even need any kind of natural intervention for any of that. Mankind did a fine job of self-sabotaging for the past 3 years, so that was suboptimal, I'd say. And let's bring up some more imagery here. Put your chats back on the screen. Once again, thanks for the super chat, Nay. Please do not allow alcohol to influence your decision to pay us cash. But no, seriously, pay us cash. We'll cover things that we may not otherwise cover. Yes. All right, so here is, we'll bring up nullschool.net's imagery. That's always good. And how about the surface winds across the U.S.? That's always a good one. There you go. Surface winds across the U.S. there. We've got a powerful high pressure system here over the northern Pacific. That great example of the clockwise rotating high pressure. All right, let's put your chats up here. We'll scroll through those. I'll get back to some crawling through the news. So yeah, thanks to everybody who pressed like on today's video, especially thanks Nay for the super chat, always appreciated. Increasing the probability that we'll get paid anything this month by YouTube. All right, so I'm going to get back to some news sites here. We're not going to, we probably won't show any graphics from them because we're trying to get people to go to our own website, smashomash.com, of course. So yeah, some stories here about gold, you know, of course, because this central bank digital currencies nonsense makes people view actual money as very attractive. Remember, folks, these things right here, see these things? These are not money. These are currency. And knowing the difference is kind of important. So for a material, for something to be money, it has to have intrinsic value. It has to be fungible. And currency does not have these features, as you can't cut up a dollar bill and split it into 50 cents, so it's not fungible, and it has no intrinsic value. You know, of course, you used to be able to turn in your Federal Reserve notes for precious metals, but that's no longer the case ever since, well, it's sort of ending the situation in 1972 or 71, I believe it was, sometime around the Nixon administration. A lot of people not realizing that currency is not indeed money. Have you heard about the big tech layoffs? So a lot of big tech hacks have been laid off in the past couple of years. We've got over 30,000 tech sector posers showing up in the employment marketplace, undoubtedly, from Google, Facebook, Twitter, Microsoft. So huge layoffs there in the tech sector. So that'll cause some systemic level issues with the tech sector labor market. Also, North Korea launched a missile. So North Korea launched a suspected long-range ICBM ahead of the regularly scheduled drills that the U.S. holds with South Korea. So Kim Jong-un jumping up and down and saying, look at me, I'm very important. And what else do we have here? Does anybody know if the U.S. has dissolved its requirement for certain types of experimental medical treatments in order to enter the country? I believe that is still a thing. We're trying to import one of our viewers, our pal Kimberly Nichols from Australia, trying to get her to leave the realm of Oceania and move to the U.S. And I'm wondering if those experimental therapy things are still required in order to enter the U.S. It seems like a fully ridiculous idea. Let's put your chats back up on the screen again here for a minute. There we go. Scroll back up to the top of the list here. We don't want this stream to be super long, so I'm going to kind of cut this short. This is basically just a thanks to fulfill my promise to do a live stream if indeed we saw 50 likes. So yeah, thanks for that, and especially thanks for letting us know, Bruce. We owe you one. Maybe we'll have to send you some coffee, or maybe some Red Bubble products. So I suspect they probably do ship to Brazil. The question is, will you actually receive the shipment, or will some corrupt organizations confiscate it instead? All right, what do we have here? Lots of chemicals in the soil, dead fish and wildlife. Not exactly an optimal situation, I would say. Mr. Barker, perhaps you ought to end that 20-year silence and maybe, prove to be the less stubborn person. Might be a wise decision. All right, so let's check some other news sources here. We were actually looking at Zero Hedge there. How about BuzzFeed News? That's always fun. I'm sure our viewers are huge fans of BuzzFeed News, and I'm sure it won't be rife with nonsense. So let's see what's going on over at the realm of BuzzFeed News. I'm sure that won't be a disaster. We'll talk about their headlines. Let's see. Oh, what do we got? Okay, yeah, here's a story. I remember reading about this one earlier. I told Smash staff about it. Twitter is opening up two-factor authentication, but only for paid blue check marks, I guess. So only paid subscribers to Twitter get the annoying two-factor authentication. Big tech organizations take themselves very seriously, unlike most of their users. And sadly for we business folk, it is extremely important to have a presence on social media. Of course, that's why we started our Twitter account in, February of 2019 or something like that. Pushing 19,000 tweets, and we still haven't reached 400 followers. Pretty pathetic. And, of course, shadow bans continue on Twitter, which is our main criticism of the Elon Musk-run scamware operation. Twitter. It's just as pathetic as it was in 2020, if not worse, in that now everybody knows for a fact that deboosting is a thing. As already ultra-famous rich accounts parrot stale, boring, outdated ideas that everybody's heard a trillion times. By all means, make sure you know what Don Lemon, Glenn Beck, and Ben Shapiro have to say about every possible thing. And Elon Musk's every inner thought is super important. What is up with the memes that Elon shares? I mean, it's like these memes are designed by a third grader and Elon thinks they're clever. So for some reason he posts them. I don't understand what it is. It's just pathetic. I mean, it's a pathetic example of how somebody who's ultra average can be handed billions of dollars and what do you know, turn it into more billions of dollars. So average and pathetic. It's hard to watch, frankly. All right, so let's bring up the we're gonna bring up something we don't normally show. Yeah, we're gonna show some different type of weather radar here, and then I'm gonna go back to BuzzFeed. I promise. Let's take a look at some different weather radar. So Here we're looking at the NASA GOES Interactive Weather Satellite Suite. It's a great visible satellite image of the Earth. It looks almost spherical. You'd barely even believe that the Earth is croissant-shaped had you not watched our channel. But let's take a look at some other images here. So there's more to choose from than that. There's also there's a Pacific satellite. That's the GOES East. There's also a GOES Pacific, and there's a GOES West. A GOES East and a GOES West. It's over the Pacific. It's fantastic. And we're going to show, for once, we're going to show the dirty. We're going to show the dirty long wave. Yeah, the dirty long wave animation. So it's just a different portion of the infrared spectrum here. This one is, well, it'll tell us on the image, I think. It is 11.2 nanometers. And since we may have, we do have Bruce watching. Thanks again, Bruce, for informing us that we indeed had 50 plus likes. We'll show the dirty long wave animation for this side of the planet, the west side. Bringing some bonus features for you today. In our, well, it's a fairly rare thing to stream live on YouTube now. It's much more convenient for us to stream live to Twitch, which is why we use it so much. It's just more user-friendly. It's just better at everything associated with live streaming. However, we've got a limited number of subscribers over there on Twitch, and we're not paid for it, after all, as these YouTube videos are indeed monetized. Which reminds me, let me just check and see if the video has been mysteriously demonetized, because that's the thing that we've noticed happening regularly on the channel, is that our live streams are regularly demonetized before they even go anywhere. In fact, I think the last one was demonetized before it even went live. Just a minute. Oh, geez. Google Chrome is not making me happy today. It logged me out or something. It's just shockingly irritating. Now it's making me authenticate even though I've put in my password. So anyway, that's Google for you. Can't even tell if the video's monetized or not. Thanks, Google. You're doing a fine job. A fine job making software that does not function. So all I can say is wow. I mean, all right. Yeah. So great job, Google. Thanks for crippling your own software once again. We can't even see if the video is monetized or not. So that really provides a lot of incentive for us to continue streaming, doesn't it? Anyway, we'll show your chats here once again. Make sure that we've displayed all of those. That is true. Elon has spent a long time in the headspace of the ultra-powerful. He does know stuff, and that does not make him super smart. I spent second grade until senior year of high school, spending extra time with gifted students that have a 130 plus IQ, and there are certain features that sort of seem to ring true with gifted students, okay? And it's the main thing is the understanding of accountability, realizing that their actions sort of determine the future, and they're also often concerned about credibility. In other words, they don't want to lose theirs. So, the problem with certain celebrity figures, Dr. Fauci, is that when you show up with multiple data points of intentionally misrepresenting material facts we call that fraud. So that's an issue because, fraud is it's not taken lightly. And when you see a pattern of fraud emerging, then you could say that person's a fraudster, the one who has created a pattern of intentionally misrepresenting material facts. Wouldn't you say? I mean, this is just objectively the definition of the word. So it's kind of a rhetorical question, I guess. All right, so let's see what else we've got here on BuzzFeed News. After that, we'll take a look at NBC News or something like that because we'd like to mix it up here. We're not going to show any, maybe we'll show right-wing news, quote, right-wing and quote news, which basically nowadays just means not ultra-leftist. All right, so what do we have? We have a huge headline here. You can get cheap Beyonce tickets in Sweden. I don't know why anybody would care about getting cheap Beyonce tickets in Sweden, but there you go. More important facts from BuzzFeed. And thanks, BuzzFeed, for these crucial facts. How about Tiger Woods apologized for handing his golf buddy a tampon as a joke? I don't get it. I'm sure it was hilarious. All right, so let's head to NBCnews.com. I'm sure that'll be some real objective journalism over there also. Oh, we got Jimmy Carter showing up here on the top headline. Oh my God, it's Jimmy Carter. Check that out. Let's show the grizzled face of Jimmy Carter here for a second. Dag. There it is. There's the disaster that's at the top of NBC News as displayed in the Google Junkware Chrome browser. Yeah, we're actually using the Google Junkware Chrome browser here just for fun. You might find it funny. But yeah. And what the heck? I'm trying to get to the live chat here. Okay, there we go. All right, anyway, just wanted to show you that. The top headline here on NBCnews.com is former President Jimmy Carter to begin receiving hospice care at home following hospitalizations. Sounds like an organized euthanasia program. Let us know what you think in the comments. Next big headline on NBC News. China offers, quote, no apology, and, quote, in first meeting after spy balloon incident, Blinken says. Yeah, Blinken meets with senior Chinese diplomat in Munich, otherwise known as München, amid tensions over suspected spy balloon. Yes. What else do we have here? U.S. officials believe China may be providing Russia non-lethal military assistance in Ukraine war. Now, why would anybody think that? Could it be because the U.S. has just joined another proxy war? Could that be why, folks? Yeah. What a great place to test out modern weapon systems. In a country that was practically first world for a little while. Now parts of it are probably fourth world. That's called progress. And of course, NBC News is dedicated to progress, I'm sure. Man, there are a lot of headlines. Look at the chaos on this page. It's quite extraordinary. You think NBC News is trying to fit enough crap on the same page? Yowzers, that is just, I got to take that off the screen because that is just a disaster. And keep in mind, websites are copyrighted. That's what you call fair use, folks. Yeah, fair use. Jeez. All right, I'm going to bring up one more news source here. Let's balance things a little bit. Let's see. What's a good one? The Washington Free Beacon. How about, yeah. The Washington Free Beacon. That's not even a thing. All right. All right. I thought that was like The hell, did I spell it wrong? I must have spelled it wrong. All right, so here's the Washington Free Beacon, just to sort of balance things out a little bit. As the Google Junkware Chrome browser continues to display ads at the top of the page because, well, it's a broken browser. Thanks, Sundar Pichai. We really appreciate all the hard work you did on the Google Junkware Chrome browser. Great job. You really deserve to be CEO of Google. All right, so what do we got here? What do we got? Top headline is train wreck. All the transportation scandals on Pete Buttigieg's watch. Some hilarious memes about Pete Buttigieg, by the way. Part of the reason why I say howdy all the time in the live chats, because Pete Buttigieg has a beautiful and touching story about the word howdy, which I won't share. Feel free to look that up on your favorite internet search engine. Yeah, Pete Buttigieg. He's a cyclist poser. He's a guy that drives his bike to within a couple of blocks from government buildings and then jumps out of his multi-SUV motorcade, gets on his bike and poses and pretend like he rides his bike to work. What a baller. Anyway, how many fails did Pete Buttigieg come up with? As if being mayor of South Bend, Indiana qualifies you for anything either. What is Pete Buttigieg's area of expertise anyway? Oh, hey, thanks for leaving a comment, Norton750. All right, that hurt. All right, so let's see. What else do we have here? I suspect we're going to have to end this stream in about 5 minutes, so if there's anything else you'd like me to comment on, feel free to drop me a line. Again, keep in mind, this is a news and politics stream, so I know what we can do. Let's put your chats back up on the screen here. And, oh, just a minute. There we go. There's a great, great photo of Mayor Pete. There we are. Yeah, so once again, thanks everybody for tuning into the live stream. This is basically just for fun. You know, we've been promising that we would be willing to, of course, do a live stream if we saw 50 likes. It was surprising to see so many likes on today's video because despite it being like a spectacular space weather day, we've been seeing actually kind of a low number of views today. So it makes no sense. The hashtag systems on Google, Facebook, and Twitter platforms are completely broken. They do not work right. And, you know, there are deboosting features. What can I say? The shadow ban was invented prior to 2011. So back in 2011, and we talked about this yesterday on our Twitter Spaces, the shadow ban was invented prior to 2011 because Eric Schmidt talked about it in 2011 with Business Insider. Eric Schmidt was the old CEO of Google and later Alphabet. And he described what a shadow ban was before it was even a term. So if you don't think it's a thing, it's a thing. Elon Musk even showed what the admin console looks like in Twitter and suggested that he would do something to release what everybody's deboosting situation was, because there's like half a dozen different ways for a shadow ban to work. It's everything from limiting the amount of tweets that are seen to not showing tweets at all. You know, it's completely busted junkware is the point. So anyway, figured I'd just bring up Mayor Pete there for a minute, and we'll just cover up his face with the Smash News Network logo. So yeah, once again, I like the idea that Earth is a baby sun. There may be some striking similarities between stars and planets that sort of mainstream astronomers, cosmologists, etc., may not be aware of. So that's something to come up in the future. So thanks for dropping that comment. And thanks again, everybody, for viewing on YouTube. Make sure you check out our playlist. We actually just uploaded a video of Jaws and Phelps. Again, we've got all kinds of videos that aren't space weather and meteorology related. This one was set up in the genre of news and politics because that's typically what we talk about when we do live streams. Let's bring up some more moving pictures here to close out the video. How about if we look at another portion of the NASA Goes Interactive Weather Satellite Suite? Let's bring up the Goes West full disk. So here's the visible satellite for the Pacific. 50 frames. The animation. Animate the image. And there's a great view of that anticyclone out of the northern Pacific there. We'll briefly show the southern Pacific, the Earth's largest body of water and largest surface heat sink, the Pacific Ocean. There's a lot of heat stored in that massive body of water. You're looking at a very desolate portion of the planet there. Not a lot of people doing a lot of stuff, as an ocean is basically a giant desert in a lot of ways. At least above the surface. Anyway, we'll run through the comments one more time and we'll close this thing out. Thanks again, YouTube viewers. And we won't always make it a rule that 50 likes equals a live stream, but tomorrow, maybe we'll keep it in place, maybe not, who knows? So, one other thing, make sure you support the channel via the Smash team. So, people like Nay help to increase the probability that these videos will continue to exist and remain publicly visible and free for all to view, not just by leaving super chats, but by being a gold annual paid up Smash team member. So, that includes complimentary merch. It's almost like getting 4 months of the gold membership for free. If you want to hear our theory on what underlies the solar sunspot cycles, that's another reason to be a gold member. You've only got to be a gold level Smash team member for 1 month and you'll be able to read all of the previous posts, and there's dozens and dozens of pages of posts that are only available to gold or silver Smash team members. So make sure you log in for your level. And yeah, we're going to close it out. Thanks for showing up, Jim. And also Sunshine, Norton 750, Julie, Sky Thing, Tiny Man Sucks, and anybody that I missed. Everybody should thank Bruce for this live stream, as we might have had to have delayed it until tomorrow had I not noticed. I didn't expect us to get to 50 likes that quickly. So thanks again, everybody. We'll see you soon. May that solar wind be at your back. I've been your host, Dan, a.k.a. Smash-O-Mash, signing off from the Smash News Network, least busted name in news.